and welcome to Rising Stars. This week we feature a young and popular member of parliament who's made it to the Lok Saha at the age of 28 from a constituency that was held till last year by late Mr. Anant Kumar, that is Bengaluru South. Let's make you meet Tejasvi Surya.
You are.
Hi Tejasvi.
Hi.
Thank you so much
Megha.
for your
Thank you so
time.
much.
And I have to say right at the outset that I haven't come across any politician who's made it to the venue of the schedule, the shoot that we have scheduled an hour before time. You were here an hour before time, so really thank you so much for being more than punctual for us.
Thank you, Megha. This is New India's politics. Narendra Modi continuously speaks of New India.
And Narendra Modi is always on time. Wherever he is always on time, especially to the parliament.
Yes, first to the parliament and the last man to leave. And even this morning we had a parliamentary party meeting. 9:30, Pradhan Mantri ji was there, 9:30 on dot.
9:30 is 9:30 for him. That I agree.
New political culture.
Okay, now let me first get this question out of the way. Me as a political journalist, Tejasvi, I really wanted to know and know it from you. You know, what exactly happened at the time of the ticket distribution where your name was being announced as the candidate from Bengaluru South, because nobody really expected this young leader to be the person that BJP will put forth as the candidate there over the wife of late Mr. Anant Kumar. At the end of the day, stalwart that he was in the party, a top leader, one of the trusted men of this political leadership here. So what really, what was the reason that tipped in your favor?
Megha, to be very honest, we had already started some groundwork for the party, irrespective of who the candidate was in Bengaluru South. But the newspaper and others were saying that Tejaswini Anant Kumar ji, who is Anant Kumar ji's wife, was the front runner. And nobody had any inclination that the party was changing anything. But even the previous evening, I was having pani puri somewhere, and that was how I was. I was not aware of it. But it is not completely out of place for the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is an ideologically driven party, to take decisions to groom young leadership in the party. When Anant Kumar ji was fielded in Bengaluru South for the first time in 1996, he was a very young man. He was 32, 33 that time. So, and if you look at so many MPs in this very Lok Sabha, the MP from Ladakh, Jomyang, who is my friend, he is all of 31, 32. We are not a family-based party where only if you are born in a particular family will you get an opportunity to rise in the political system. This party, especially under the Prime Ministership of Narendra Modi and Amit Shah ji, in fact, searches for talent, grooms talent.
And I want to take you back to the first speech that you gave in Lok Sabha. Impressive that was.
Thank you.
Tejasvi. And you talked about your humble beginnings. You talked about how you, from a middle class family, never imagined, never dreamt that you'd make it to the citadel of democracy there in Lok Sabha. Tell me about your family background, what your parents do, and how easy or difficult was it for your parents to bring you to this position?
My father and mother have played a very, very important role in whatever I am today. Just like so many people, so many parents in India try their utmost to give it their best, give the best education, best opportunities possible for their kids. My father retired as the commissioner, joint commissioner of State Excise Department in Karnataka.
Okay, so a government servant?
Yes, he is a government servant. And after his retirement, my father and my mother are now living in Chikmagalur, which is our native place.
They don't live in Bengaluru?
No. So they are in Chikmagalur these days.
Okay.
And my father is a very learned man. So he always insisted on me learning as much as I could, reading as voraciously as I could. And my mother was also teaching
You're
Sanskrit.
The only child.
I'm the only child.
So clearly all attention has been on you.
Yes. Even now if I call her, even if it's a small conversation, all she tells me is be as grounded as possible, be as humble as possible. The more you bend in life, the higher you will rise.
Wow.
So, you know, values like this. And she, even if I call her, she tells me, be the first to go to parliament and be on time, be the first.
So
you should be
you
the
get
first
this from
person
your mother.
every day. Like, you know, like I'm going to school, she tells me you should be the first person to go to parliament and you should be the last person to come out of parliament.
Wow.
And you know, my father called me up and said, did you enroll yourself in the parliament library? Are you already studying? Are you reading? So I still remember the day when he was asked by one of the TV channels when it was the day of the polls. He told them that children getting an opportunity to vote for their father or mother in an election is quite common.
Yeah.
But parents getting an opportunity to vote for their son in a Lok Saha election is quite you know, remarkable.
Yeah. You as a young leader, and it is very heartening to see that somebody, while you do hold extreme views when it comes to Hindutva, etc., and that you yourself have talked about it, you're also somebody who seems to us espouses the cause of the LGBT, the gay rights, etc. To what extent, Tejasvi, are you really willing to, coming from the party that you come from, wanting to lend your support to that community?
Like things evolve, society's mores, cultures, traditions, these keep evolving. Therefore, we must be accepting of all diversity. We must be accepting and respectful of the choices that people make. I am of the firm belief that each person, irrespective of their caste, language, creed, gender or sexual orientation, have the right to live as full citizens and explore their human potential to the fullest.
Tejasvi, also, you know, you someone at the age of 27, you've made it to the parliament.
28 now.
28 now, okay. So, really early in your life, you started your activities which are basically in the social sector. You started these organizations and NGOs. What was your age when you got into all of this? Were you doing this simultaneously with your college time? Do tell me about that journey of yours, because you've been involved and you've started a few organizations that I believe eventually led you into politics.
When my first intent or interest in social activism, public activism started due to my exposure to reading Swami Vivekananda, which happened in my middle school and high school. My first foray into electoral politics, if you can call that, was in my school. I studied in Kumurans.
In school?
Yes, in 6th grade. So I won 3 elections consecutively in my
the school elections.
high school elections. But it still reminded me that when you are someone who holds the post of an elected representative, it's your bounden duty to take every single person along.
Impresses you most about Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Tejasvi?
So many things. Of course, his conviction, the courage of conviction. I don't know how many countless hours of my life I have dedicated to watching his speeches. Each word that he speaks, it comes straight from the heart, because those words, he has lived those words, he has lived those ideas. And after the elections, I had tweeted that each single vote that was cast on the lotus symbol in 2014 and 2019 is a recognition of the lifetime of tapasya that Prime Minister Modi has put in for the service of the nation. Anyway, I am making you walk a lot here, so why don't I offer you some coffee. There's your chai.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya.
Thank you. But at the age of 22, when, especially coming from a city like Bangalore, I mean, I'm sure young men are looking for jobs when they're out of college. You were starting a foundation and getting into all of this. How did your parents take all of this?
No, my mom obviously would say, you know, everybody else is taking these important jobs and, you know, doing all of this. This is the pay they are getting. This is what they're doing. So my father always would say, just stay honest, just work hard, and just do things which make you happy.
And Tejasvi, at the cost of sounding cheeky, let me ask you this. So after you've made it to the parliament, how many marriage proposals have your family received or you received? Are you inundated with them?
Oh, no, no. In fact, my mother has been, you know, behind my back for the last 1.5 years. But thankfully, the last 5 months, I have been so busy that
that doesn't stop proposals coming to the family.
But it stopped her from
Asking
me and, you know, on all of this, because right now I have told her the only thing that is before me, the only thing that I would want to focus on is to live up to the expectations, the immense faith that my party's leadership and the people of Bangalore South have placed in me. I want to make a mark as an effective parliamentarian who will be the voice of new India in the country's temple of democracy.
Well, impressive. On that note, Tejasvi
so much,
Surya,
Megha.
thank you so much for
Thank
the
you. So
time.
nice to
Great
talk
to
to
have
you.
you on
Thank
this
you.
show.
Thank you
Wishing
so
you
much.
all the very best for everything in life.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Megha.
you.
Thank you.